Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. With immense pleasure, I welcome you all to the 828th meeting of Chennai Toastmasters Club. The mission of every Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and a positive learning experience in such a way the members are empowered to improve their communication skills and leadership qualities, hence resulting in greater personality growth and self-confidence. Members of the Toastmasters are guided by a set of essential core values: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Before moving on to the meeting, I would like to brief upon certain rules to be followed. Kindly keep your mobile phones on silent mode. Do not talk about topics such as politics, religion, and sex. Kindly be on silent or stay on mute until it's your turn to speak. For the online participants, for everyone, we strongly advise to have your videos turned on for a convivial meeting experience. I hope everyone is all set and ready to get into the meeting. Now it's time to introduce our presiding officer. Our presiding officer for the day is Madam Toastmaster Abhirami. She is working as audit manager at PwC. She is a passionate and diligent Toastmaster. As a Toastmaster, she had been an ex-com member as SAA, VP membership, VP education, and is our current president of the club. Let's welcome our presiding officer, Toastmaster Abhirami. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishnu, for the very warm words of introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. What do you think when you hear the word diversity? For me, more than hearing diversity from the school textbook, I heard more about it at the workplace. There were roles which were called as diversity roles because the organization was trying to have a balance of the men and women in the organization. Now, when I think about why every company endeavors to do this is because the organizations realized that having a diverse mix of people working makes the organization very strong. Now, when I take a step back and look at the Chennai Toastmasters Club, a community club where we have different kinds of members, some of them who are working, some of them who are students, some of them into audit, some of them into the law profession, different kinds of people. Maybe that's one thing that makes us really, superb. It's like a superpower where 1 + 1 is not just 2, but it's a million. So on this happy note of realization that this diversity has made us really strong, I would like to declare meeting number 828 of Chennai Toastmasters Club open. Now it's time to recognize the presence of our founding member. So we have distinguished Toastmaster Nanda John, the founding member of Chennai Toastmasters Club. She's also the District 120 Mentor Pool Chair. Welcome to the meeting, ma'am. We also have our C4 Area Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Venu Nilakandan. Welcome to the meeting, Distinguished Toastmaster Venu. Now it's time to get into the meeting. So today is slightly a different meeting, I would say. We have a very special moment to celebrate, which is the induction ceremony for all the new members who joined with us in this term. So to conduct this ceremony, we have our founding member, Distinguished Toastmaster Nanda John. So before I hand over the controls, I would like to give some bit of her introduction so we really know how blessed we are to have our senior members with us in our club. So firstly, she is a charter member of CTM. Also, she is a first division and district governor of Tamil Nadu. She has been the former chief judge of District 82 and the current mentor pool chair of District 120. On the professional side, Nina ma'am she is an executive coach for public speaking and life skills. She's also the author of the book, Navigating the Corporate Seas. So with this introduction, let me hand over the stage to Distinguished Toastmaster Nanda John. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Madam President Abhirami. It's an absolute pleasure and privilege to be conducting this induction ceremony for the new members. And as you mentioned in your speech, it is always a question of diversity. Everyone says, oh, you've been in Toastmasters for so long. What do you find over there? And I'm like, every meeting there are new people, and every year there are new members coming in, and every year there's a new XCOM. So every year and every meeting, there's something to look forward to. So it's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for this privilege. I look forward to all the new members and their mentors participating wholly in the Toastmaster process and gaining immensely on their personal and professional fronts. So to start the ceremony, fellow Toastmasters, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the first official induction ceremony of Chennai Toastmasters for the year 2022. Individuals come to Toastmasters to improve their communication and leadership skills. We have the opportunity to help them achieve their goals. May I request all our new members to raise their hands, and I will just read out their names. The Sergeant at Arms, or I should do one thing, I will read out the individual names and their introduction so that people know who they are. So can we please have them spotlighted? So Mr. Vivekanand is a HR professional with Zealous Services, Chennai. Yes, thank you. Mr. Karthik Krishna. So Sergeant at Arms will take him to the breakout room. Karthik Krishna is an automation engineer, an entrepreneur who runs his family business. We also have Ms. Mathu Sutherland, Mr. Mathu, I'm sorry, who has 15 years experience in IT domain, presently works with Barclays Bank. Mr. Krishna Kashyap is a second year BCom student in Vivekanand College. Okay, as soon as I read the names, Vishnu can take them to the breakout room if possible. Or you want to take all of them together?
We will take all of them together, ma'am.
All right. Mrs. Abhirami is a coach and a counselor for anxiety, depression, and confidence. Mr. Satish Kumar Rajamanikam is a company secretary in Swelect Engineering Systems, Chennai. Ms. Monica is a chartered accountant working with PwC Chennai. Mr. Shivakumar S. is an HR professional. Mr. Rishi Prasad is a marketing strategist, a yoga trainer, and a budding digital marketer. Mr. Palaniswamy Karapati is a leather technologist, a foodie who loves cooking. And Mrs. Muttamar Shivakumar is an enthusiastic homemaker who loves cooking. Mr. Bharat Kumar is an IT professional working in DICES as a technical architect. Sergeant at Arms, may I request you to take all these people who want to be members in Chennai Toastmasters into the breakout room, please. Sergeant at Arms, have all the new members been taken into the breakout room? Yes?
Yes, all of them went into the breakout room.
All right, thank you so much. Members of Toastmasters, Chennai Toastmasters meeting. Can I have given you an introduction about all the different members. Can we have these new members inducted into our club? Please answer yes or give me a thumbs up or a reaction. Okay, now what I will do is I will read out the names one by one. I need one person to propose their names and I'll propose them as members and one person to second it. Secretary, can you please make a note of it? I will read the names one by one. Mr. Vivekanand, proposed by, I cannot see the, who is proposing, Mr. Anyone can propose, not a problem. Any member.
I propose.
Deepak is proposing the name of Mr. Vivekanand. He is being seconded by
Rekha.
Rekha, all right. Mr. Karthik is being proposed by,
Tarun.
sorry?
Tarun, ma'am. I will propose.
Tarun, okay. And who is seconding it?
I second it.
Deepak.
Deepak.
All right. Mr. Mathu is being proposed by Lakshmi Narayan and seconded by
Abhirami.
Abhirami. Mrs. Abhirami is being proposed by
Okay, Abhirami.
Abhirami, yeah.
Toastmaster Abhirami.
Toastmaster Abhirami, and seconded by
Nagendra Bharati.
Nagendra Bharati. All right. So Satish Kumar is being proposed by
I propose. Deepak.
Deepak and seconded by Sarat Kumar. And Monica is proposed by
I propose.
Tarun.
Tarun and seconded by
I'll second.
Naveen. All right. Mr. Shivkumar is being proposed by
Abhirami.
Abhirami and seconded by
Anirudh.
Tarun. Okay. Rishi Prasad being proposed by anyone quickly.
I propose.
Naveen and seconded by Deepak. Okay. Mr. Palniswamy.
I propose. Deepak.
Okay. I second. Okay. Mrs. Muttamal proposed by Lakshmi Narayan and seconded by
I second. Deepak.
right, and Mr. Bharat Kumar proposed by
I propose.
Rekha and seconded by Toastmaster Nanda. All right. Okay, now. May I now request, so I will now ask the Sergeant at Arms to bring them all back into the room. Let's just. Are all the speakers, are all the Toastmasters, are all the members back in the room yet?
Mr. Vivekanandan is yet to come.
All right.
He'll be coming in another 7 seconds.
Yeah. Technically, I can't call them Toastmasters until we finish the induction ceremony. So that's why I'm holding. So Tarun will need the CTM rule book backdrop after this. When I,
I'll be sharing it, ma'am.
okay. All in?
1 second, we'll just check.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
all in, all in.
All right, so welcome back to all of you who are intending to be members of the Chennai Toastmasters. Remember that you are joining a worldwide organization that has helped more than 4 million people learn to communicate more effectively. As members of the Chennai Toastmasters Club, you will benefit from a proven program of self-development. You will become part of an outstanding group of people who are dedicated to helping one another in a spirit of sharing and enjoyment. Mr. Vice President Education, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana Satyanarayana, have these new members been given an opportunity to discuss their needs and goals with the club? Have they been told how the Toastmasters program works and informed of the many benefits that they will receive, as well as the obligations of membership?
Yes, distinguished Toastmaster Nina ma'am, the Inducting Officer.
They have, yeah. I think we're having a screen sharing of the CTM rulebook. Yes, so I hope everyone has had a look at this, and please go through it carefully. Right. So this has all the things that you need in terms of requirements for your functioning as a member of the Chennai Toastmasters Club. Thank you, Abrami, for sharing that. So I'm going to give the names of those. I believe mentors have been assigned to each of these new members, mentors for the new members. So may I request the host to spotlight the members as I read their names, right, with the mentors. So Toastmaster Vivekananda, mentor will be Toastmaster Deepak Thompson, sorry. Karthik Krishna will also be mentored by Toastmaster Deepak Thompson. Mr. Mathu will be mentored by DTM Venu Neelakantan. Krishna Kashyap will be mentored by Toastmaster Nandakumar. Mrs. Abhirami will be mentored by Madam Toastmaster Geeta Shroff. Mr. Satish Kumar will be mentored by Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana Satyanarayana. Toastmaster Monica will be mentored by Madam Toastmaster Abhirami Ayyappan. Mr. Shivkumar will be mentored by Toastmaster Deepak Thompson. Mr. Rishi Prasad will be mentored by Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana Satyanarayana. Mr. Palaniswamy will be mentored by Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana Satyanarayana. Mrs. Muttamal will be mentored by Madam Toastmaster Abhirami Ayyappan, and Mr. Bharat Kumar will be mentored by Madam Toastmaster Geeta Shroff. So is it possible to have everyone spotlighted, all the mentors at least? Or shall we just go ahead? I think it'll be.
You want the mentees also spotlighted?
Is it possible?
Okay. We will now remove the mentors and just have the mentees in, ma'am, because there's a restriction.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So first the mentees.
Yes, ma'am, we have all of them.
Okay. Now the mentors.
We just had the mentors before these, ma'am.
Okay.
It's just done. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So now I'm going to address the members of Chennai Toastmasters specifically, right? So members of Chennai Toastmasters, maybe you can put some kind of a reaction so that we know it is that only the members of Chennai Toastmasters. So it is now my privilege on behalf of Chennai Toastmasters Club number #00665905 to welcome all of you and induct you officially into the club. Our collective obligation in the Toastmasters Club is to grow and improve ourselves and to share our knowledge and experience with fellow members. We ask you, our new members, to dedicate yourselves to personal growth, to share this great gift with your fellow members, and to help keep this Toastmasters Club strong and dynamic. So now I'm asking all the mentees, the new members, as soon as I finish each sentence, please say, I will. So will you make a firm obligation to attend meetings regularly and prepare fully for each assignment?
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
I will.
Thank you. Will you make a firm obligation to apply yourself to the program outlined in the Toastmasters manuals?
I will.
To participate actively in club activities?
I will.
Yeah.
To evaluate others in a positive, constructive manner? Just say yes or I
Yeah.
will. Phyllis.
Yeah, I will do it.
To build open, friendly relationships with our fellow members?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, madam.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sure.
To bring new members into the club so that they can also gain the benefits of Toastmasters. So these are your obligations as new members. And now may I request the members of Chennai Toastmasters Club who are currently members to support the new pledge to support. So you also have to, I'm going to read the whole pledge together and we can all say I will afterwards. All right. So we, the members of the Chennai Toastmasters Club, pledge to support the new members in their quest for self-development, to provide them with positive, helpful evaluations, to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere, to give them opportunities to help others, and to make their Toastmasters membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience. Members, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, you
Yes.
will.
Yes.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, new members, welcome to Chennai Toastmasters. You are now officially allowed to be called Toastmasters. So, welcome
Thank you.
to the
Thank you.
club.
Thank
you, madam.
Thank you so much.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, and just a couple of words that I would like to say, please take this pledge seriously because I know everyone joins with great enthusiasm. But after the first couple of weeks, everyone is like, yeah, it's too difficult. I don't know what to do for speech topics. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't even know what a speech topic is. I'm taking up roles. VP, now after this VP education, I hope he doesn't have to chase you for roles and for things. Please remember the first rule of Toastmasters. You must ask yourself, what's in it for me? Why did I join Toastmasters? And how can I improve myself? You keep that one question in your mind, everything else will fall in place. Attend meetings regularly, contribute as much as you can. Do not think I'm a new member, so I cannot talk, I can't do this and I can't do that. Just enthusiastically plunge into whatever activities we're having, whatever programs we're having, volunteer for those, and just enjoy your Toastmasters journey. Believe me, at the end of 6 months, you'll be wondering like, why did I waste my other Sunday evening so far? So that's the spirit we have in Toastmasters. Please remember the Toastmaster values: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Follow those in your personal and professional lives and just be consistent in your attendance. You will see a great difference in your own life. Wishing each of you all the very best. Back to Presiding Officer.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. So congratulations to all the new members for making that first step possible for each one of you. And thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Nanda, for conducting the induction very gracefully. Thank you so much. Now it's time to jump into the meeting for today. And to conduct the meeting, we have the Toastmaster of the day, who is Toastmaster Nanda. To say a few words about Toastmaster Nanda, he's a senior Toastmaster from our club, and he's been a division level contestant in the humor speech contest. He's also served as a secretary of our club. To say a few words about his professional experience, he's an engineering technical lead at Cisco, and he also loves to read books and contributing to technical articles. So with this introduction, let me hand over the controls to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nanda. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam, for the fabulous introduction. Thank you so much. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests and newly inducted members. Again, a very good evening to all of you. So today is a special day in the history of the world, and it is also a very least celebrated day. Can you guess what it is?
Maritime Day.
Yes, but something else, even more important. It's supposed to touch every one of our lives. No. That is also there, but this is one more very important day.
Sherlock Holmes at author's birthday.
Yeah, for all lovers, definitely. Let me break the ice. It is Global Biodiversity Day. I repeat, it is Global Biodiversity Day. Venu sir, you said the same thing? Yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't hear it properly. So I thought something else.
I heard it Valentine's Day. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, we also heard Valentine's Day. Oh. Yeah. Anyway, so what is biodiversity? Biodiversity is nothing but a life form from a single-celled bacteria to we humans. So it covers all the life forms on the earth, which has evolved over hundreds of years. And it also covers the ecosystem which sustains the life, like atmosphere, our earth, our land, our water, and everything. So biodiversity is basically all life forms and all the ecosystem which supports the life form. Now put things into context. Can anyone guess how many years this life has evolved on the earth? Number of years. When the first life started until now.
Trillion years.
Sorry?
Trillion years.
Can you repeat that?
Trillion years.
Trillion years, no.
6 billion.
6 billion, no.
3 billion.
Close, almost close. It is 2.5 billion years. It is 2.5 billion years when the first single-celled bacteria till when we are now talking on the Zoom. It's 2.5 billion years in total. Now in this 2.5 billion years, can you guess how many years has passed when humans have evolved? First humans evolved. Sorry, how much?
Billion.
No, too large. So it is 200,000 years. So in 2.5 billion years, we have been in this world only for 200,000 years. Now, if we compress this into a 1 year calendar, right, it comes to just 40 minutes. So 40 minutes is the time, if you take in a scale of a year, we have been on this earth. So that is where we are in this biodiversity mix, and that is where the entire life evolution puts in. So we humans have just 40 minutes in it. So we are, I would say, a very, very insignificant part of this biodiversity culture. But what we do currently is impacting the entire biodiversity, which took probably 2.5 billion years to evolve and sustain, right? I will share more about how biodiversity is currently and what is our impact and its impact on us and going forward. And it's the time to introduce our general evaluator for the day. Our general evaluator is doing his BCom in DG Vaishnav College. He's a passionate Toastmaster. He loves to paint and he loves to cook, and he's also loved to do some cook review videos. So please put your hands and welcome our general evaluator, Toastmaster Tarun. Toastmaster Tarun, screen.
Thank you for the warm welcome, Toastmaster Nanda. I think there's a slight correction in my introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. For the benefit of our members and guests, I am the general evaluator for today's meeting, and I conduct the evaluation portion of our meeting. I'll be calling two teams at the end. As of now, I have two teams to assist me throughout the entire meet. The first team is tag team. It comprises of timer, counter, and grammarian. Now, I introduce our timer, Toastmaster Karthik. He's a home dad taking care of his family business. He is committed to his personal development and growth. I welcome Toastmaster Karthik to introduce about the timer role, to elaborate on the role of timer.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'll be taking up as timer in this meeting. I'll just read out the rules and regulations for this timer role. As timer, I will time the table topic speaker, formal speeches, and evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific timing remains. I'll just show that. These kind of colors, red, green, and yellow, I will be showing as the time comes. Okay. So for table topic speaker, the time limit will be 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. We don't have any icebreaker speeches today, so I will move on to prepared speeches. For the prepared speeches, the timing will be 5 to 7 minutes. And at 5 minutes, I will be raising the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. For individual evaluations for the prepared speakers, the time limit will be 2 to 3 minutes. And for each speaker, at 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster. Sorry. G. Yeah. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik. Now I welcome Toastmaster Naveen, who's playing the role of counter. He's a quality assurance head, and he likes to read books and painting. Toastmaster Naveen, the stage is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Tarun. The purpose of counter is to note any overused words or filler sounds used as crutch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Words may be inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, so, you know. Sounds may be or. During the evaluation portion of the meeting, I will submit my report when called upon by the General Evaluator. Now I am handing the stage to General Evaluator Toastmaster Tarun. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naveen. Now I welcome our VPM, that is Vice President member, who is playing the role of grammarian, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana. Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana is a software engineer. He loves to go on a long drive and loves to trekking. Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, can you please explain the role of grammarian?
Thank you, Toastmaster Tarun. Good evening, Toastmasters, guests, and my dear friends. I'll be doing the grammarian role today. And as a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening to carefully to their language usage. The speakers I refer to prepared speaker, table topic speaker, and the evaluators. I'll take note of any misuses of the English language, as well as any outstanding words, the quotes, sayings, or thoughts. And then I'll note down those specific words. As a grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. And for today's meeting, the word of the day is engross. I repeat, the word of the day is engross, which means absorb all the attention or interest of. An example of using this word engross is, they seem to be engrossed in conversation. I encourage everyone to use the word of the day in all your speeches as much as possible. I'll submit my report when called upon by the General Evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster Tarun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, for the detailed report on grammarian. Now I will introduce my second team, who are the evaluator team, who Toastmaster Abhirami and Toastmaster Rekha are evaluators for today. I'll introduce them in the due course of the meeting. Thank you. Now I hand over the meeting to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nanda.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tarun, for the great evaluation session. So let's continue on the biodiversity sort of questions. So next question you is like, what is the percentage of nitrogen and oxygen in the atmosphere? Can anyone guess the rough number? Nitrogen to oxygen.
Nitrogen is 71, oxygen is 21.
Great, great, spot on. The next question, what is the percentage of land and water on our planet?
70-30. 70% water and 30% land.
Right, almost right. Now in our body, what is the percentage of water and solid?
70% water.
Yes, and rest is solid. So if you see, all these percentage are completely aligned, right? The percentage of nitrogen, oxygen, land and water, water and solid. This is the equilibrium in our biodiversity. So whatever, if you see, different unrelated things are like connected by a single piece of thread. And this didn't happen by magic. This is the power of evolution, which happened over millions of years, right? So we as a human need to understand this complex equilibrium in our ecosystem and biodiversity and respect it to be able to sustain life on Earth. Now let's just for a case study, see what will happen if this equilibrium goes off. Let's say the percentage of oxygen becomes 100 and nitrogen becomes 0. So what will happen in the atmosphere? Right? So now when we breathe in a lot of oxygen, what will happen is our lungs will get corroded. So we are not supposed to take in too much of oxygen. Our lungs will slowly will get corroded with a lot of oxygen, and we will get a heart attack or probably kidney failure and brain damage. Now what will happen is the percentage of land is increased and the water is decreased in the planet. So we will again spoil the equilibrium of the sea currents, which means the monsoon cycles and the air water cycle, everything will get spoiled. And again, we will have a lot of rain or no rain at all. The third one, what will happen is the equilibrium between water and solid in our body gets like disrupted. Let's say we take less water and like try to sustain without water. So blood will become thick and heart will probably stop pumping. Oxygen will not be carried with the blood to the brain and you will suffer brain damage. So this is the equilibrium for you, Toastmasters. So this equilibrium has to be maintained, and this can be maintained only by maintaining the proper diversity. And I'll in the next segment I'll explain how to maintain the equilibrium and what are the different components of it. Now let's move to the next important segment of Toastmasters meeting, which is prepared speaking. The first prepared speaker for a day is a very special person. She's a very senior Toastmaster. She's running a consulting firm called Kalpataru Consulting, which is into project consulting, project management, and coaching. He also recently won division level contest in table talking speech. And he's going to talk about the topic, Am I a Leader? Before calling her on the stage, let me call upon her evaluator, Toastmaster Abhilash, to share her project objectives. Toastmaster Abhilash, the screen is yours.
Sir, there's a small change that Toastmaster Nanda will evaluate.
Yeah, Toastmaster Nanda, please go ahead.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nanda. Today, our Toastmaster Rekha is taking up her project, Understanding Your Leadership Style. The purpose of this project is for the member to identify her primary leadership style. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of her primary leadership style or discuss leadership styles in general. The title of the speech is Am I a Leader? All the best, Toastmaster Rekha. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati. Toastmaster Rekha, am I a leader? Am I a leader? Toastmaster Rekha. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Nanda. Good evening, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. To quote a cliche statement, leadership is not about a title. Then who is a leader? A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way, as quoted by John Maxwell, an American author and a speaker. Few years ago, rather many years ago, I was working in a corporate organization as an individual contributor, and I also had 3 to 4 people, team member to handle. So it was more of a transaction related process where I have to do certain transactions, and I also assigned these transactions to the team of 3 to 4 people. I closely worked with them, directing them what to do, when to do, how to do, and ensure the work has been completed within the timeline and with accuracy. And few years down the line, I cleared series of interviews and became a people manager to handle a team of 20 to 30 people. And I carried a title as manager, but continued the same role of assigning the work, closely working with them, directing them what to do, what not to do. And then I was more transaction oriented rather than people oriented. And later I got the feedback that my team was unhappy with me. I was wondering why. The team as a whole was doing great. I do performance appraisal, gave feedback, but later realized, or rather I introspected to understand that the team is an experienced team and the process has been well established. And I was more focusing on transactions rather than people, and I was following a directing leadership style. And this style was not suiting the experienced team members. And now I started observing the leaders around me, managers around me, to understand what are the different leadership styles which is there around me, to learn from the managers. I observed a manager whom I would say he is the best people manager till now whom I've seen. His name is Mauli. He focuses more on people rather than transactions. He always triggers thought process. And during meetings, instead of giving his inputs, he will probe people to come out with their own ideas, their own inputs. He was more, as I mentioned, he was more people oriented rather than transaction oriented. He always made us to understand why something has to be done rather than what to be done. And he was very motivating us and very supportive and always focused in our learning and development. And I realized he was following a supportive leadership. I recollect another manager, Hari, who was following a delegating leadership style. So he was handling a team of matured process and experienced team members. So he provided the authority and the responsibility to us, and we were carrying the entire process on our shoulder, and he was not getting into the daily aspects or daily transactions. He was not letting us all alone by ourselves, but he provided the tools and the facilities, and also ensured we understood the tasks and the processes and our roles and responsibilities. So he was following a delegating leadership style. Observing all the managers and the leaders around me, reading books on leadership, exploring myself, experimenting different leadership styles, I evolved. I became a coaching leadership. I started getting into a coaching leadership style. So what is coaching leadership style? It was more focusing on the strengths and the weaknesses of the people, helping them to develop themselves, motivating them, giving them the right feedback in the right manner to help them to grow as a team as well as an individual. So now we saw about directing leadership, supporting leadership, delegating leadership, and coaching leadership. So which leadership is the best leadership? To answer this, I would say situational leadership is the best leadership. So how do you know which is the best? Based on the maturity of the team and the experience of the people, you need to switch from one leadership style to the other leadership style. Just imagine a fresher, a person with less experience. This person will have less competence, but may have high commitment. So you need to give him clear directions, delegate him the work, follow through, and you are going to follow a directing leadership style. And this fresher or a less experienced person, as he grows in his experience, he would have some competence, but maybe his commitment goes down. In this situation, you need to follow a supportive leadership. I hope you remember Mauli's leadership style. Following that leadership style will help. And then the same person with more experience can become more competent or moderate competent with variable commitment. Then a coaching leadership style will be more suitable. The same person moving into a high competence and high commitment, then delegating leadership style would be the best. So to answer which is the best leadership style, situational leadership based on the maturity of the team and the experience of the people. If your actions are going to inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader, as quoted by John Quincy Adams. I got my answer. Am I a leader? Are you a leader? Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Nanda.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rekha, for the great speech on leadership styles, and also specifically which leadership style you associate and like so much. Thank you for the fabulous speech again. Next is time to call upon our next speaker. The next speaker is a fitness maniac. He hits the gym very often. He's very passionate about bodybuilding and keeping a fit figure. And of course, he's also working as an IIT research scholar, as a graduate research engineer. And when he is not working out, or when he is not in IIT, he loves to read motivational material, watch motivational video, and he is also passionate about teaching kids about motivation and technology. Let me welcome Toastmaster Cherish as the next speaker. Before I call upon Toastmaster Cherish, I would like to call this evaluator, Toastmaster Abhirami, to share the project objectives. Toastmaster Abhirami, screen is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Nanda. Today, Toastmaster Sharath is delivering his third project in Level 2 in the Path Presentation Mastery, which is called Introduction into Toastmaster Mentoring. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how he envisions Toastmaster mentoring, and also to share some aspects of a previous experience as a protege. Timer, please note that the allotted time is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhirami. Toastmaster Sharath, zooming in my life as a protege. Zooming in my life as a protege, Toastmaster Sharath. Screen is yours.
A mentor is a person who allows you to find the hope inside yourself. Toastmaster of the Day, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. The first time I heard the word mentor when I was in my college, UG, we used to have a period called mentoring period. Every Wednesday, last hour, reserved for this period. What they will do in this period is each professor will be assigned 4 to 5 students as mentees. They will have some 5 to 7 minutes discussion, and this is how it goes. And to frankly speaking, for me, it's like kind of pre-period. We will do whatever work we want. Sometimes we will cut this, bunk this session, and that's how it went. At the final year of my college, up to me, a mentor is a person who always keeps tracks on our academic records, because in my session with the mentors which I had in college, they used to ask only about a cycle test, unit test, internal test, semester test, all those stuff. Only that conversation will be majorly happening. With this knowledge, now I entered Toastmasters. And in Toastmasters, I was introduced to a person, the first mentor of me in Toastmasters. That is Toastmaster Nanda. Just to tell about a line about her, she was the best Toastmaster of the year in District 82, comprising about 10,000 members. So you can imagine how much enthusiastic that person is, how much passionate that person is, and I am the mentee to that person. I would like to point out 2 things which I learned, which had impact on my life from the mentorship of Toastmaster Nanda. The first one is the technique of scheduling. After few meetings, Toastmaster Nurain called me. We had a meeting and she told, Sarath, you sit and prepare your schedule at each meeting, at each role, what you are going to give. When are you going to complete your educational track? She asked me to prepare a schedule and I obeyed her words. I done this task and what happened is unimaginable. When I joined initially here at Chennai Toastmasters Club, I used to take roles and I used to win roles. I used to win the Best Toastmaster of the Month award consecutively. And finally, I won the Rising Star of the award from the division of our district. And it shaped my initial part of Toastmasters and it made a beautiful impact in my life as a Toastmaster. And the second thing which I would like to point out from Toastmaster Nurain mentorship is the motivation she gives. One day I won the humorous speech contest in our club level when I was a new member. Somehow I won and I moved to the area level. And there were around 100 audience. I don't know anyone in the audience. I was totally nervous. The humorous speech became a nervous speech and no one laughed except my internal thing, no one laughing. But in the audience, I saw only one person who was like nodding her head like this, laughing at my funny, non-funny jokes. And that person was my mentor. And that's how she is. Whenever I stuck in stage, whenever I was struggling for words, she will be the first person to clap, to motivate, to laugh. In fact, all the Toastmasters here will be like that. But she will be the first person to initiate. That's the specialty of the mentor. And this is how it was going in my life. And after that, Toastmaster Nurain left our club and I too left. I took a break of 1 year. And then I came back to our Toastmasters, Chennai Toastmasters Club. And now it's time for me to look at my second mentor. Without any doubt, I approached a person who always showed love towards me, who shows support towards me, who talk with me as a good friend and brother. That is none other than our DTM Venu Neelakandan. Our mentor-mentee relationship has been started and still a long way to go. But I would like to point out two things again from the mentorship of DTM Venu Neelakandan. The first thing is commitment towards role and speeches. And I'm sure all the members of CTM will know about it. But as a mentee, it's my responsibility. I have more intensity to tell about that particular aspect. Last year, I was inconsistent in giving speeches. Like January, I will give one speech. April, I will give one speech. Suddenly May, suddenly July, suddenly like the role I am taking, I was doing a lot of procrastination. One day in the month of November and December, last month, I got a message from Toastmaster DTM Venu. The message saying that, Sarath, like pinpointing me and saying, you have missed one important agreement that we put. You told you will give one speech per month, but you are not giving it. And he typed a long message, and with main point is like he told, procrastination is where of many opportunities, it's a grave where many opportunities are buried. So long message he typed. I just read this message, and after that, two things arise in my mind. The first thing is the care he had, the commitment he showed as a mentor. As a mentor, you don't have any responsibility to ask me like that. I should go and approach and I should give speech. It's my responsibility. But my mentor is showing that much commitment. At least I should be 50%, right? So that's the guilty feeling I had. And the second thing which I got is the procrastination. I used to give speech, but I used somehow procrastinated little by little, and days passed by. And that day I decided from this day, every month minimum, I will give one speech, and I'm following it happily till today. I hope I'll be following throughout the entire year. And the second thing which I observed from Toastmaster DTM Venu mentorship is whenever I send a script, he will call me and he will talk with me for about 30 minutes, a long session. I used to record those calls and I used to hear it again and again. It's kind of education session. And he will talk about the general purpose. And I learned how we should write a speech. If we write a speech, we should have a strong purpose why we are giving. That's a strong point which I learned from my mentor, DTM. And still a long way to go. I'm sure I will be gaining a lot of experience, learnings from this huge knowledge. And if you ask me, Sarath, how about outside Toastmasters? Frankly speaking, all these thoughts which I've been talking for the past 7 minutes came from analyzing my own mentorship things. Truly speaking, I haven't had any mentors outside Toastmasters, but after reading this project, now I am talking with 2 persons in my PhD for being my mentor. And I'm sure in my next speech, next part, Introduction to Toastmaster Mentoring, I'll give more experience about them. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharath, for beautifully sharing your memories with your first mentor and also sharing your great association with the second mentor, DTM Venu. Thank you, Toastmaster Sharath. Now let's again go back to biodiversity. So we, in the last segment, spoke about different kinds of equilibrium, right? Equilibrium between different gases like nitrogen, oxygen, equilibrium between land and the water, equilibrium between different aspects of greenery, etc. Now, can anyone guess what is the single thing on this earth makes this equilibrium possible for millions of years? It's just a single thing. Can you guess?
Earth's core.
Sorry?
Earth's core.
Sorry, it's not clear.
Core of the earth.
No.
Diversity.
Diversity. No.
Water.
No.
The atmosphere.
No.
God.
Yeah, now we put everything on God now, but yeah. Okay, I will just break the ice. So it's forest. It's the forest cover which maintains equilibrium between all these things we discussed. But I will just share another fact. We lost around 10 million hectares of lush tropical forest from 1980 to 2000. Just in 20 years, we lost around 100 million hectares of tropical forest. Now imagine the impact of that on Earth's climate change, right? So what does forest do actually? The forest acts as a gained heat sink where it traps tons and tons of carbon dioxide in the air and then use that carbon to produce food for us, convert them into vegetables, fruits, honey, all that stuff, barks, trunks, etc. And it also releases precious oxygen in the process. So it traps carbon dioxide and releases oxygen, that way maintaining the proportion of the gases in the atmosphere. In addition, it also provides livelihoods to millions of people. It helps to give rain to the local location, and it also provides local weather, like weather thermostat, etc. So the forest is the only thing which is making this global equilibrium or biodiversity possible. So we should be conscious of the fact that the forest is what makes life evolve for the millions of years. Now we'll, in the next segment, talk about how do we maintain the forest, or what contribution we can do to make forest live, at least for our next generation, right? This generation, we have almost spoiled most of the forest. Whatever left, how do we maintain it? We'll cover in the next segment. So now we are going to the most nervy and interesting segment of every Toastmasters segment. It is called table topic. To conduct the table topic session, I invite a Toastmaster Palanichami. So Toastmaster Palanichami is a leather technologist by profession. He's married and his wife is a homemaker. His son is studying 8th standard and he's a foodie and he also loves the cooking. He looks forward to have a great public speaking career by joining Toastmasters, and he loves every aspect of public speaking. So over to you, Toastmaster Palanichami, to conduct the table topic session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nanda, for the introduction. Fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, good evening. One of the important part of the Toastmasters meeting is table topic session. The main objective is to challenge the members to develop their impromptu communication skills by answering unprepared questions. We want to give members the opportunity to speak at every meeting. So this is possible with the table topic session. It is designed to address four part of the communication: listening, thinking, organizing, and speaking. So your response for the question should be minimum 1 minute to qualify for the voting, and it should not exceed 2 minutes. So with this note, I start the table topic session. So from the members. Members can also use the word of the day, which is engross, while addressing the topic. So any volunteers to answer? Any volunteers, or should I choose?
I'm ready to volunteer, TM Palni.
Yes. Thanks. Thank you. Toastmaster Gandhi, your question. Can you share one thing which you feel proud about yourself?
That's an interesting question and interesting topic to talk about. Thank you very much for giving this topic, Toastmaster Palni. And fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. And one thing I'm proud of having a few friends. Instead of having too many, it's always have some choosy friends, because one can guess about your behavior, who you are, and what you do based upon what kind of friendship that you have. I have a good friend. His name is Zubin Anthony, and he is very much good at engrossing, and he always get attention when he's in a group, and he's master in speaking, and he always keep his environment be laughing, and everyone like his company. And I always admire him, and I would like to become like him, so that actually I'm in a role where I need to always engage with the clients over the phone. So it's always good if you could make them laugh over the phone. They would that will help them to remember you. And I'm trying to become like him, to master engross. Yes, this Toastmaster Club might help me. And another area where I'm proud of myself is I'm from a background where none of my brothers or sisters are graduated. I'm the first graduate in my family, so I'm proud of that. And initially, I was enrolled in a corporation school, Tamil medium. I don't know what makes me to tell to my father that I want to get into a English medium school. By the age of 7 or 8, I'm not sure if anyone of you would have done this. So yes, I did this in my when I was 7 years or 8 years. I went to my father and I said that I do not want to be in this school. I want to be in an English medium school, and that's what is feeding my family right now. And I'm proud I made that decision by that time. Thank you very much for this opportunity again, Toastmaster Palani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gandhi, for the nice sharing. My next topic, the volunteer is.
I'll volunteer, sir.
Sharath. Okay. Sharath, the question for you. If you are given an opportunity to choose or change something in your life, to start from the beginning, which one you will change? Your studies, your career? You can, topic is yours. One thing which you want to, given an opportunity, you go back to your life, start afresh, which one you will change?
TT Master, I think there's a confusion. I think Toastmaster Anirudh asked. So yeah, Anirudh, you can go ahead.
Okay.
Some topic is what would I want to change about myself? What I want to change about myself. Could you repeat the topic?
Yeah, the topic is, if you are given an opportunity to make a fresh start in any one aspect of your life, which one you will correct? You will change your career, your studies, a relationship, anything. Which one you will choose and why?
So thank you, Table Topic Master. There is this one particular aspect about myself which I'm constantly told by everyone around me to change. My parents, my faculty, my friends, everything. That front-end job you have to do whenever you submit any assignment. Be it drawing lines, drawing margin, writing neatly, and making sure it whatever work you do looks very nice. That thing I've been told particularly ever since my KG, but which I've never been able to change. Whenever you submit any assignment in school, teacher will be like, Anirudh, what you have done is very good, but then please write more neatly. Anirudh, your calculations are perfect, but then please ensure that I can know which part is actual fair work and which is your rough work. It is very difficult for me to correct your paper. And then even whenever I have to like type any code or anything, half the time I always get criticism that it is not looking nice. So if I were able to change any one aspect of my characteristics, I would say I would want to go back and start getting a habit to write neatly, to make sure that my work is more presentable and so that everyone likes it. Thank you, TT Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anirudh, for your sharing. The next question, is there any volunteers?
Yeah, I'll go find Shrikant here.
Yeah, Shrikant Krishnan. The question to you, can you describe one relationship which you cherish the most? The topic for you, one relationship which you cherish the most.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's not just one, it is two relationships that I cherish the most. And I always keep saying that the first relationship that I cherish and I have very close to my heart and it keeps growing every day is my relationship with my mother, because I always keep saying that whatever that I have achieved in my life is by her guidance and her inspiration. And she was a person who would slap me on my back if I went in a way that she was not happy about. So all that I am and all that I hope to be is because of my mother. And the second is the most interesting thing that I would like to share is being a part of my life is my very beautiful and loving and caring wife, to whom I've been married for the past 22 years. And she has been very instrumental in bringing out the best out of me. She was a person who I can say has never complained about anything, but she always knew that I was there for her when anything was required or anything was to be served or given to her. And she's given me two beautiful sons. And that is one relationship I always cherish, and I'm thankful to the Creator for all that has been given to me in my life. And beyond that, there is one relationship that is really inspiring and really truthful, and I'm so happy and glad is that the Creator himself, and that relationship is something that I cannot explain or put across the words, but it is something that each and every one of us have to realize in our life. And also the fact that he still has confidence in me and has given me one more day in my life, which means that I have something more to give back. And I'm very thankful for that kind of a relationship and confidence that I have with him. And all this makes my world such a beautiful place, and I am grateful and thankful to the entire universe, and especially to my friends across in Toastmasters fraternity and the organization that I work, and everybody to me is connected, and it's a beautiful relationship that everyone that I'm speaking about for all of this. Thank you, Panisami, and back to you.
Thank you, Shrikant Krishnan, for sharing your beautiful relationship. My next topic, is there any volunteer? Any volunteer from guests, please? Guest Praveen, can you Can you answer? And can you take the next question?
Yeah, maybe I will try next time. Once.
You feel comfortable, take the topic.
Yeah, maybe I try next time.
So my question, shall I proceed with my question? You're not feeling comfortable.
Maybe I try next time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Toastmaster Shivkumar, the question for you.
Yes.
What is your thought on do what you love and love what you do? What is your thought on do what you love or love what you do?
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster. What I would say is do what you love and love what you do. When you do something with love and passion, you don't feel that as a burden, and you'll be allowed to do more, and your involvement will be there in every part of your work. When you take that work as burden, then definitely you cannot perform in that work. So in my thought, it is always good to do what you love or what's your passion. And also what you do, you should have passion and love, affection into that job so that you will perform very well. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivkumar. So my next question. Now, Kaushik, can you take the next question? Krishna Kashyap, can you take the next question? So it seems there is no reply. Satish, can you take the next question? Satish.
Can give a try. Deepak here.
Deepak.
Yeah.
Okay, Deepak. The question for you. So when you are as a parent, one thing which you love to do to your child, as a child, one thing which you hate your parents do to you. The question for you, the topic for you is, as a parent, which one thing you will love to do to your child, and as a child, one thing which you hate your parents do to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Palanisamy. I was wondering if I was a bachelor today, I hope you would not have given this topic. That's a good thing. So here, as a father, what I would like to give to my kid, foremost, I want to give him the most encouragement that he needs, and I want him or her to learn by themselves. I would, even if they fall down, I would like them to get up. And even if they hurt themselves at any point of time, I would want to be there with them every time. That is something I want to be always with them, so they feel encouraged every time. As a child, what I don't want my parents to do. Well, there are so many things as a child I could think of. I wanted a small toy car at my child, but my parents did not buy me. But I was expecting them to give me a toy car. But instead, they took some time, asked me to clear my exam and become first in the class, and they will buy a toy car. And that condition made me that I don't want my parents to do that. Well, that is what that really helped me in parenting, helped them in parenting. But for me, I don't like it. We may like or dislike many things, but we do need parents, their guidance, we need it. But I feel that we may not need some of these parenting, but it is what it is, and we need them. That I now well aware of it. Thank you very much. And over to you, Toastmaster Parniswamy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak. The next topic to Sharath. Which is worse?
Did you call my name?
Yes, Sharath.
Okay.
Actually, probably it seems, there is, the hand is getting raised. That is the reason I chose.
I was clapping.
Okay.
It's like clapping.
Okay. Okay, then I will choose
We
someone.
have non-role players. If no one available, I can.
Please choose
non-role players.
Saravanan. Saravanan, would you like to take Saravanan or? It is not getting unmuted. Guest CR. Would you like to take the next question? The name is Guest CR.
Parniswamy, maybe you can move on to
A guest Praveen, would you like to take the next question?
Yeah, I think we already checked with him, Parniswamy. Maybe
Yeah.
if we still have time, we can go with the role players.
The time, I did not count the time part.
There are guest Nirmala available, and then there are if she wants to take it.
Because I'm not getting the names, that is the reason. Redmi Note 7, I don't know who is the name.
Yes. Guest Nirmala, you can try.
Yes, Nirmala, would you like to take the next question? No.
Sir, if no one available, I can take.
Yes. The question for you, Sharath, which is worse, failing or never trying? The question, which is worse, failing or never trying?
Thank you. In early 1900s, there was a person who born in a village in USA, Kentucky. That person grown up in a very poor family. The father died in an early age, and this person has to take care of his brother. And this person had a single dream, that is, he used to cook beautifully. And what his dream was, somehow he has to open a restaurant. That's the dream that this guy had. But he don't have any money to get education, so he went to some work, and with that money he made his brother educated. And he had tried a lot of jobs, right from military, he was rejected, and hotel server, waiter, lot of jobs he tried. And finally, with his savings, he opened a small restaurant in that place. And due to World War II, that restaurant was crushed into pieces. And again, he has to start from the beginning. Now, with gaining all his courage, he tried again. And this time, he opened a restaurant, but again, it failed. And now he tried thinking that I can try some recipe. So he took some chicken and he fried the chicken. And he went to the hotel manager saying, "Sir, please take my chicken." He thought everyone will accept, but to his sadness, no one accepted. He went to 5 people, he went to 100 people, he went to 1,000 people. more than 1,000. I think the correct number is 1,048. And finally, one manager accepted that person. And that then later on, what happened was history. And that chicken became KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. And that person was called Colonel Sanders. So my dear Toastmasters and guests who are listening, we should never give up in life. However, whatever we are subjected to, any failure we will face, whatever happens in our life, if we keep on trying, we win or not, that's not an issue. But if we keep on trying, we will never fail. Over to you, Toastmaster, TT Master.
Thank you, Sharath, for the inspiring sharing. So with this, I'm concluding the table topic session. Thank you, and over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Table Topic Master Toastmaster Palachabi, for the beautiful TT session.
Thank you.
Now let's go to the next thing in biodiversity. So we saw that forest is the most important thing to maintain biodiversity equilibrium, right? And this forests are getting destroyed at a rate which is unimaginable in the last 20 to 30 years. Now, if you see why the forests are being destroyed? So any guesses? What are the primary reason or the primary motivator behind the forest getting destroyed at this rate?
It's because the trees are.
That is fine. We know that it is destroyed. We understand, but why? What is the motivation behind this mass destruction in the last 20 to 30 years?
Population. We want more agricultural land.
Okay.
Industrialization, expansion of human habitation.
Okay. Think from our. These are all true facts, but think from our point of view. We are contributing to that. End of the day, it's because of us.
Human intervention.
Human intervention. Don't think human. Think about Rekha. Or think about Nanda.
Yeah,
what Nanda is doing to cause this destruction?
We use paper, wood.
Okay, that is part of the thing.
They're using more things where the trees has to be destroyed to fulfill my requirements.
Correct. It is our consumerism, mad consumerism, which is driving this destruction. What is this mad consumerism all about? It's all about because we have more money on hands, we want to splurge money. In the place where there is one car in the home, just because there are two parents and they both are earning, we have two cars. And just because we can afford, people are having multiple cell phones, every room is getting air conditioned. The list goes on and on, right? So because our consumerism, right, our consumption has increased with our ability to afford. So we are asking for more. So we want more of everything. We forget our simple life which used to live probably in the last generation, and we want to have everything as a double: two cell phones, two cars, AC in all the rooms. And we don't want to take metro. We only travel with our Porsche cars with air condition turned on. So we want to live a comfort, cool, great, amazing life compared to a neighbor or compared to a relation, right? We say this guy is having that, why can't I afford? That kind of mad consumerism is driving this behavior. Because at the end of the day, business wants to cater to our consumerism. So how they cater? They destroy the forest. They produce more oil. They dig more minerals. They produce more tea, more coffee, expand more plantation, all that stuff, right? So at the end of the day, it is about us. So we are contributing to this disruption in global biodiversity, disruption in the food cycle, disruption in the entire life system of the world. So we need to understand that. So we'll in the next segment, we'll talk about what change we can do in lifestyle to be able to at least contribute to this or slow down this process. The next, I will call upon our general evaluator, Toastmaster Tarun, to conduct the evaluation session. Over to you, Toastmaster Tarun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nanda. Now I introduce my second team, who are the evaluator team. Our first evaluator for Toastmaster Rekha's speech is Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati. To say a few words about Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati, he is a retired techno-functional manager. He is aspiring to be a speaker, and he is a well writer in English and Tamil. Now the stage is yours, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Tarun. Let me thank Toastmaster Rekha first for making us engrossed in her speech by explaining the diversity in the leadership styles like biodiversity, the theme of today's meeting. The way in which she structured the speech with a very good beginning with a quote and then ending with a quote and a question, and in the body of the speech explaining the different types of leadership and then transitioning to her own leadership style and then ending with that situation leadership. That was a very good structure. I like that very much. Thank you, Toastmaster Eka. In the body of the speech, you are able to combine all these types of leadership styles like bureaucratic, authoritative, innovative, pace-setting, democratic, affiliative, coaching, altruistic, all these type of leadership styles, you were able to combine together and put them into three types: directive, supportive, and delegative. That was very well done, Toastmaster Eka. And then comparing these styles in two ways, like transaction-oriented versus people-oriented, competency-based versus commitment-based, and then strengths versus weaknesses. This twin way of explaining all these leadership styles, that made the point very, very clear into our mind. I have to thank you very much for that. And then the acceptance of your fault in applying the directive leadership without understanding the people's motivation, that itself shows that you were a leader at that time itself. Accepting the fault and then learning, that is the criteria for leadership, right? So you are not a leader now, you are already a leader in the initial stage itself. And then the choosing that situation leadership, that was very beautifully illustrated. As we have all our fingers are not alike, right? In the same way, people are also not alike. So we have to apply the situation leadership. That was very well done. Coming to recommendation, I was expecting, you being a senior Toastmaster, I was expecting a specific example by applying the situation leadership to different situations. But I could not get that specific example. You were able to explain all the concepts in a beautiful way by giving examples, but I was expecting a specific example. Had you give that specific example, that would have been very, very helpful for us. But overall, it was a very great learning lesson for all of us. I thought it was an educational session. Thank you. Over to you, T.A. Modi, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati, for the evaluation. Now, I call upon our Presiding Officer, Toastmaster Abhirami, who is our Evaluator 2 for Toastmaster Sarath speech. To say a few words about Toastmaster Abhirami, she is an audit manager at PwC. She is a chartered accountant by profession. She loves to sing Carnatic music and loves to explore many places. Now, the stage is yours, Toastmaster Abhirami.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Tarun. Mentor and mentee are like two sides of a coin. In the speech today, our Toastmaster Sharath beautifully brought out both the sides of the coin and showed us how each person should be in a mentor-mentee relationship to accelerate their journey. Now, to talk about what was excellent in the speech today, I have a few commendations and then I'll follow it up with a few recommendations. To start with, I loved the chronology in which he went on step by step and added a justification of what he learned from his mentor. Things like scheduling time in his calendar, or the way his first mentor motivated him, and the second mentor asking him to be consistent in his delivery, and also the care and commitment that he showed. There were 4 strong points. These were the key learnings out of his speech, in fact. By giving this justification, he ensured that this speech was not a mentor tribute, because most of the times in such kind of speeches, we as a speaker have a tendency to, fall into the other side. So there was a beautiful balance as to why he was very happy with the mentoring. This is the first. The second one is I allowed the transformation in his mind. When he started the speech, he said, mentoring is just a process. It's a recess period in the college. But at the end of the speech, there he was telling, I will not apply mentoring just for my Toastmastering journey, but I will also apply it in work. That shows how much this mentoring process has had an impact on him. So these were the two amazing things that I liked about his speech. In fact, it was more educational session, a mini educational session. Now to look at the improvements. Now, always for me, when I look at Toastmaster Sharath, I feel him as a senior Toastmaster who does all those things like using the stage fully and the props, these and other speeches. So for me, based on this expectation, when I looked at the quote in the background, I thought that that was a prop. So that was a little, that way I felt maybe you could have a clear background, which will give a clear view to the, your audience, the first. I know that's a minor one, but that's something that came into my mind. The second one, the opening. So the opening, Toastmaster Sharath started with a quote, and he had an intro on what he thought about mentoring in his college time. I think you can strengthen your introduction, because that's a place where you'll be grabbing the audience attention. So I think you could add some more stronger opening, have a more strengthened opening where you can grab the attention better. So apart from this, I think overall, I would still say this was an educational session. We also learned not just how a mentor should be, but also how committed a mentee should be. It was a great listening for me. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Looking for your next speeches, Toastmaster Sharath. Back to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Tarun. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhirami. Now let's move to the tag teams report. I call upon our timer, Toastmaster Karthik, to share his detailed report on timer role.
Yeah, good evening, Toastmaster Tarun. I'll just give my report. I'll just share the report now. Yeah. Can you see the screen?
Yes, we are able to see.
Yeah. We have started the meeting on time at 4 minutes 3 seconds. So the sergeant advance was TM Vishnu, and he had taken a time of 1 minute and 38 seconds. 38 seconds. And the induction ceremony conducted by Madam DTM Nina John ma'am, it took 19 minutes and 15 seconds. And for the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Rekha ma'am has taken 6 minutes 59 seconds for her speech. And Toastmaster Sharath has taken 7 minutes 38 seconds for his speech. And for the table topics, Toastmaster Palnichami, the Toastmaster table topic master today, he has completed the session in 21 minutes and 32 seconds. Next, Toastmaster Gandhi has taken 1 minute 55 seconds to complete his table topic speech. Toastmaster Anirudh has taken 1 minute 7 seconds to finish his speech, and Toastmaster Srikanth Kuttikrishnan has taken 2 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Shivakumar has taken the 43 seconds. Toastmaster Deepak has taken 1 minute 50 seconds, and Toastmaster Sharath has taken 2 minutes 20 seconds to finish his table topic. And regarding the evaluator speech, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati has taken 2 minutes 58 seconds to complete his evaluation speech, and for Toastmaster Abhirami, she has taken 3 minutes 7 seconds to complete her evaluation speech. With this, I would like to conclude my report with a quote. Life teaches us to make good use of time, while time teaches us the value of life. I repeat, life teaches us to make good use of time, while time teaches us the value of life. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Tarun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik, for the detailed report on time. Next, I call upon Toastmaster Naveen, who's our accounter for today, to share his detailed report on our counter. The stage is yours, Toastmaster Naveen.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Tarun. Is my screen is visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Thank you. Sergeant Adams used one pause at the conclusion part of his speech, and Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nanda, used 3+ hours while introducing the theme of the day, and twice at while introducing table topic master, and year once, and all once at a conclusion before the evaluation part of his speech. And General Evaluator Toastmaster Tarun, while introducing tag team, or twice, while and after the calling upon the tag team, or once, and Toastmaster Karthik as the timer. While reading the timer objectives, he used 2+ hours, and finishing as the conclusion report of timer, he used 1 hour. And Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana as the grammarian, while reading the grammarian objectives, he used 1 hour. And for the prepared speakers, Toastmaster Rekha used while introduction part of her speech and once. And for body of the speech, she used 3+ hours, and the conclusion part she used 1 hour. And for Toastmaster Sarath as the prepared speaker, he used 2+ hours at the body of the speech. And for the table topics, Toastmaster Palanisamy is the table topic master. While introducing table topic session, he used 1 so. And for the Toastmaster Gandhi as the table topic speaker, he used 3+ hours at the introduction part of his speech, and and as the conclusion part. And Toastmaster Anirudh, once at the introduction part. Toastmaster Srikanth, once at the introduction, and the body of the speech, he used pause once, and for the conclusion, and 1. Toastmaster Sivakumar, once at the introduction part. Toastmaster Deepak, twice as the introduction part and body of the speech, he used so once. And for Toastmaster Sarath, once at the introduction of part and body of the speech, he used twice and pause once. And for the evaluation part, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati used twice at the body of the speech and conclusion part so 1. And for Toastmaster Abhirami, while reading speaker objectives, once. And for her evaluation, 3+ at the body of the speech, and for the conclusion part, once. So totally we are using 43 pillar words. So here is my conclusion part, and I am handovering the stage to General Evaluator Toastmaster Tarun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naveen, for giving us the detailed report on our counter. Next, I welcome Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana for a detailed report of grammarian. The stage is yours, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana. You are on mute, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tarun. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. And here's my grammarian report for today's meeting. I'm just presenting whatever I captured so far. First of all, I want to appreciate Toastmaster Palanisamy, Toastmaster Gandhi, and Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati for using the word of the day engross in this meeting. Those to you all. I'm sorry if I missed anyone. So I observed these 3 people use this word of the day. And coming to the good usage of all the speeches, let me start with Toastmaster Nanda. There are too many things to be captured from his speeches. Like throughout the speech was highly informative. A lot of new words were coming in. So I just captured few to let you know, like complex equilibrium, biodiversity, landscapes corroded, and so on. There are many such words we use, and I need a separate sheet to capture all the good usages from his speech, from his Toastmaster of the Day speech. And Toastmaster Rekha used certain good usage like introspective, always trigger with thought process. That's a new term I use for. And then the people oriented rather than transaction oriented. This is new usage for me as well. And then for Toastmaster Sarath used a very funny note, like humorous speech became a nervous speech. And the quote he mentioned from his mentor, procrastination is where many opportunities are buried. That's a very important note I think we should all remember. And then Toastmaster Anirudh took me back to the school days, like pair work and rough work. And Toastmaster Srikanth mentioned about instrumental in reaching the best. And the TT's topics are all good topic to be mentioned, so I just noted it down. And regarding the usage, good usage, one minor suggestion I wanted to say is that there's one place where they used minimum I'll give 1 speech. I think it should have been like I'll give minimum 1 speech. So the minimum should come after I'll give. So with that, I wind up my grammarian report and hand over the control back to General Evaluator Toastmaster. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, for giving a detailed report on grammarian. Now it's my turn to give my general evaluator report. So I appreciate that we started our meeting on time, sharp 4 o'clock, and all the roles were explained to the new members as new role players in prayer, so that there is no interruption for them while doing the role. The transition between the speeches were very smooth. I appreciate it. Coming to the table topic session, the topics were very appropriate, and it was very selective, and it made us think and then speak. The guests were also invited to participate in our table topic contest. But there are some few corrections which has to be made. I would like to inform that I would like to inform to all our members that when we speak in a meeting or call someone or introduce someone, we should not tell TM. We should be telling them Toastmasters or Distinguished Toastmaster instead of DTM. We need to elaborate the word DTM or TM. And the next thing is, at first, if there are many guests present in a meeting, at first we can introduce 2 or 3 guests in the beginning, and then introduce others at the end, so that our guest will also welcome our guest at the beginning of the meeting. So that's all for the report today. Overall, it's a very good meeting. I enjoyed it a lot. Now over to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nanda. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tarun, for the engrossing evaluation session. So we discussed about different aspects of biodiversity, right? So can anyone guess what is the size of our solar system in terms of kilometers? Solar system. Don't Google it.
No, only there were 9 planets and then it became 8. Not beyond that.
Let's take 9 itself. For example, too. Give me wild guess.
I think it is the time taken to go around your parents.
Go around the parents.
I mean, that's what Lord Vinayaga did when he wanted to measure the planet.
Yeah.
That's his planet.
Okay, it is 287 billion kilometers. 287 billion kilometers, the size of a solar system. In this entire solar system, there is only one place where life is possible. That is Earth. Because by luck or chance, Earth is uniquely positioned, not too far away from the sun or not too close to the sun. Exactly the right distance. If it had been a little bit closer, it would have been burnt like Mars. If it had been a little bit far, it would have been frozen like Venus. So we are at the exact position, at the exact distance, the exact tilt, so that we get day and night every day. Because in other planets, we get day for like a couple of months and then night for a couple of months. It's not like that on Earth. We get every day and night, right? So it has a exact different parameters working in favor of us to be able to make life possible. And whatever biodiversity or the life which we have on the planet is a process which went for 2.5 billions of years. So whatever was created through 2.5 billions of years, we are destroying at a very frantic pace. As I said, in the last 30 years, we lost 300 million hectares of forest. So destruction is easier, but construction takes a lot of time, especially when you talk about like geological scale, right? It may take another billion years to get that much forest cover bank. So as I said earlier, only small things is required from our side to be able to save the forest. Only thing is we should try to reduce our consumerism behavior and see whenever you spend a single rupee, is it absolutely necessary? Do we need to maintain 2 cars? Do we need to maintain 2 cell phones? Do we need a smart TV in all our rooms, bedrooms, hall? Do a kid needs different kinds of dresses? Do we need to have 3 kinds of shoes? Do we need a laptop? Do we need a smartphone? Can you manage with something else? Do we need expensive cosmetics? Do you need to buy like expensive shampoo, foreign brands? Can you do with a simple shikai powder? So those kind of things, if you keep on asking, that alone will drive the consumerism culture down. And once there's a demand, why do they need to destroy the forest? Only because there's a demand, they need to destroy the forest. So once people decide that they don't want to spend so much, the demand will automatically come down, and automatically Earth will get another chance to survive. So today on the Global Biodiversity Day, I request everyone to take a pledge to reduce their consumer habits and try to save the forest and the earth for a future generation. With this note, I pass the control to our Presiding Officer, Toastmaster Abhiram.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nanda, for that fabulous Toastmaster of the Day theme. I'm sure you took us back to our school days where, on the science and the biology and environmental pages, we have read all this, but it just goes off the mind after some time. It's good to keep track of these. At least, we will have the mindset rather than the facts. It's more important that we start following all those things of going into the minimalization mode so that we can maximize the forest cover out there. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nanda. Now, yes, it was a fabulous meeting, yet another fabulous meeting. And we had our first-time role players for today, our table topics master, Toastmaster Sami, and the timer, Toastmaster Karthik, who did the role for the first time. And they did a fabulous job. It did not look like a first-time role player. Congratulations to both of you. Now it's time to launch the polls for the meeting. And while we do that, we can hear a feedback from the guests. So I request the Zoom Master Sergeant at Arms to launch the polls. So first, let me hear from guest Praveen. Would you like to give your feedback on the meeting? And by the way, guest Praveen is a colleague, is my colleague from work. So I'd invited him over to the meeting. So Praveen, tell us how you found the meeting for today.
Hi, Toastmaster Abhirame. The session was very wonderful. I'm new to this Toastmaster club and have never seen the sessions like this. So I think, yeah, I will join these sessions from next week and will progress.
Sure. Thank you so much, Praveen. It's lovely to have you. Can I next request guest Nirmala for a feedback? Sorry, guest Nirmala. Also, in the meanwhile, Vishnu, are we launching the polls?
Yes, it's in progress.
Okay, I don't seem to be getting a prompt. That's why. Okay, so I'll go with the next guest CR. Guest CR, would you like to say a few words about the session today?
Yeah, hi, myself Charumati Rajendran. I just CR. From this session, it is really a good experience because this is my very first time that I'm hearing something like Toastmasters, and I just got a curiosity to hear from you all. So I just thought to spend time here. So it was a really good session, and I came to a lot of information that for each and every speaker, how you are calculating the timing and everything, and for the words and grammatical things and all. So it is really love to hear the entire session, and I'm more interested to participate in the next sessions and all. So it is really a good experience, but more of that. As because I don't know about it completely, I couldn't understand most of the things which we are following, the patterns and everything. So hope in the upcoming sessions, if I'm continuing to attend, I can able to understand everything. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that you enjoyed the meeting for today. Also, I just noticed in the chat box regarding the incorrect poll name. So members, please consider Abhilash's name as Nagendra Bharati and vote accordingly. We will take care of this going forward. Sorry for the inconvenience. Now, next, can we hear from who's the next guest? Guest Nirmala, would you like to say a few words now? Are you available now? Okay, so today it's a silent day for guest Nirmala. So do we have any other guests here? I think we have exhausted all our guests. So let me get the poll results and we can announce the results soon. Just giving it a minute. Okay, so I think it's time to hear the results. For some reason, somehow I'm not able to access the polls, but yes, I'm getting the details. So here we go. So the best tag role player for today is the man who counted all the hours and gave us a detailed report of the hour history of today's meeting. That's Toastmaster Naveen. Congratulations, Toastmaster Naveen. So in the future, we will aim to have less than 45 hours. I think that's something that our general evaluator will point out. Okay.
43 hours.
Yes. Thank you. So the best evaluator is Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati. Congratulations, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati. The best role player for today is our Toastmaster of the day, the man who taught us all the biodiversity back, Toastmaster Nanda. Congratulations, Toastmaster Nanda. The polls seem to be loading. Just a minute. Yeah, so we will not have the poll for the speaker because, yeah, we only have one of the speakers qualified, Toastmaster Rekha. So I think we are done. Okay, only the table topic speaker poll is remaining. Could you please have that? Great. So our table topic speaker for today is our veteran Toastmaster, Toastmaster Srikanth Kuttikrishnan. Congratulations, Toastmaster Srikanth. Thank you so much for the fabulous meeting. Without the contribution of each of the members, we will not be able to complete a successful meeting. Thank you so much to all the members for taking up their roles seriously. It was a very quality meeting. And also thanks to the new members who joined and made the induction ceremony possible. And special thanks to distinguished Toastmaster Nina John, our inducting officer. So on this note, let me adjourn meeting number 828 adjourned. Thank you. Now it's time for an informal session. So we will have the informal session until